Hi everybody. So this video is walking you guys through your syllabus and your course calendar, and I'm going to go as fast as I can, but make sure that you do have these downloaded or that you know where they are. There is a short syllabus quiz after this, and these are always available for you in the syllabus tab and in the course introduction tab. So like I said, my name is Brittany Estes. My email is brittany.estes@my.tccd.edu. This course runs from January 13th to May 6th. And of course is all online through Blackboard. So essentially this course looks at different texts and genres that created our early American identity. So we're going to go all the way from early settlers up through the Civil War. We're going to be looking not only at sort of the canonical texts, but we're going to be looking at a lot of the marginalized voices as well. So voices we don't always get to hear in some of these courses. So you guys can read the course goals and the outcomes and everything for yourself, but do know that you do need access, of course, to Blackboard. You will need the appropriate applications and software. Essentially, you'll need to make sure that you have Microsoft Word. You guys can get it free through TCC if you don't have it. If you have a Mac and say you don't have Word, you can't turn your documents in as pages or text files or PDFs. It absolutely has to be Word. That's definitely a course requirement. So make sure you do go download that if you don't have it already. The textbook is required, and it is Norton Anthology of American Lit, Beginnings to 1865, volumes A and B. It's in the bookstore. It's also in your ICR. You guys are welcome to get any edition that you like. I have the 8th edition. The current edition is the 9th. So if you get a different edition than I do, it's totally fine. It just means that you might have different page numbers. So you may have to pause the lectures to go find the correct page number. You might have to Google one or two of the texts if they've changed them out. But for the most part, any edition should be fine. Everything else that you need is provided by me. Everything, of course, is in Blackboard, so you'll need to make sure that you know how to work Blackboard. There is a Blackboard 101 video if you have never taken an online class before. It just kind of walks through how to use Blackboard for this course. Everything is pretty much self-paced to an extent, so everything is semi-self-paced. So you'll have course material that's divided basically on a weekly basis within a unit, and you'll have access to all of the weeks within each unit. So you can work ahead if you need to. If you know you have, say, a vacation or a holiday or something coming up, you absolutely can work ahead. But everything is due essentially on Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Each week. So you'll have plenty of time throughout the week to work at your own pace. You just need to make sure you meet that deadline each week. There's 4 major units in this course. Each one of them has a major unit essay. The first unit is really about early settlement, so that's going to be 10% of your grade. The second unit focuses on the Enlightenment movement. That's a genre essay, and that's 20%. Romanticism unit is 20% of your grade, the essay is. And then the final essay, Transcendentalism unit, is 15% of your grade. So that's 65% of your grade. The remaining 35% comes from your quizzes, which are 10, writing assignments, major writing assignments, which are 10. You have a blog usually each week, that's 5% total, and online discussion boards, those are 5% total, and then attendance or participation is 5%. So the grading scale is there. It's pretty clear, straightforward. An incomplete can occur if it's something that does constitute incomplete. These are typically sort of extreme circumstances, say extended hospitalization or something like that. If that does occur, then you'll work with me and with the college to create an incomplete plan, and you'll basically complete the course at an assigned date. Everything, like I said, is due, I say midnight on Sunday night, but really it's 11:59 p.m. And Blackboard for that assigned week. And each week you'll see I'll have very clear outlines of the dates and the due dates. But I do kind of outline the week by the work week, so it's Monday through Friday. So week 3, say, for example, say that's November 6th through 10th. That means everything is due on Sunday, November 12th. So I will clearly state each week what the deadlines are. Just know that everything is due by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Everything is an MLA, so that means that you'll have, for your major essays and writing assignments, you'll have 1-inch margins, double space, Times Roman Arial, Cambria, 12-point font. Everything is checked through Safe Assign, so make sure that you do look at the plagiarism detection metrics that show, you'll be able to see those as well. Just a note on this, all major essays and writing assignments should be formatted for MLA, but if you do, say, a discussion board or a blog, you don't have to do a full MLA formatting. You just need to submit it as a text submission. So because this course is semi-self-paced, late work is not accepted. You are able to work ahead if you need to, and you do have the ability to work at your own pace throughout the week. So on average, this should take you no more than 2 to 3 hours a week. So you are able to kind of manage your own time. Therefore, late work is not accepted. You guys can track your grades in Blackboard's gradebook tool. I'll keep those updated as regularly as I can, so you always know where you stand in the course. And we do have an attendance policy. Like I said, attendance is 5% of your grade, or participation is 5% of your grade. Essentially, if you are participating, if you are emailing me with questions or anything that's going on, if you are participating in discussion boards and doing your assignments, then you will get the 5%. But TCC does have attendance policy, so if you are missing more than 15% of the class instruction, then then the instructor has the right to drop you from the course. So make sure you know that. If you need it, the withdrawal policy is right here. And like I kind of explained your participation for you guys. Important dates, of course, we start January 13th. The final ad drop is April 9th. Spring break is March 9th through 15th, so you guys will not have any work that week. And your final day of class is May 6th. Academic dishonesty is very important. There is a policy within the student handbook, which you have agreed to as a student, that you will not plagiarize, you will not cheat. And essentially, if you need any further explanation of what plagiarism is, you can always look at the TCC handbook. But essentially, if you do plagiarize on any assignment, you will receive a number of possible outcomes. One is a failing grade on the assignment. You can fail the course. You can also face suspension or expulsion from the college. You can also face potential removal from, say, extracurricular activities like a sports team. So it's really not worth it. SafeAssign does a fantastic job of finding all of the plagiarized portions, whether it's from a previous assignment, which is plagiarism, from an assignment from another student, which is also plagiarism, or from the internet. And then it will highlight it for it. It'll take me directly to the source. So it's again, really, really, really not worth it for a 3 to 4 page paper for all of this sort of outcomes that can happen. On my part, you can expect a couple of things. So emails will be responded to within 24 hours, as long as you're emailing the correct email address listed on the syllabus. All assignments are returned within 2 weeks of the due date. Now that is really for major writing assignments. Smaller assignments like blogs and discussion boards are graded obviously much faster. And I will hold online office hours upon request. We can use the IM function through Blackboard if you have any questions or concerns. If you need student support services, you can contact them here. If you have a disability service that you need to make sure that we have an accommodation for, all you have to do is contact the Disability Support Services office. There is paperwork involved, so if you do need an accommodation of some kind, please do go through them. And then for technical requirements, just make sure you have good internet, make sure you have pop-up blockers, plugins like Flash when needed. If you are working off of, say, a tablet or a phone, you may not be able to see everything because Blackboard does still require Flash. So make sure that you have some kind of access to a computer for a lot of your assignments. Make sure that you also are familiar with your TCC email account, because that's how I'll contact you if, say, an assignment is blank or something got stuck uploading. That's how I'll get in contact with you. Last but not least, if you have a technical issue, we have a 24/7 help desk right there. They're super wonderful. They will make sure that they get you taken care of. You should also email me at the time of the issue with a screenshot if possible. I can do my best. Like I said, I've been teaching for TCC for a long time, so I do know some workarounds, but I'm not a technical expert, so make sure you do call them as well. All right, so the last thing we're going to look at here is your course calendar. So each week you are going to get a full rundown of your week's assignments, the reading assignments, the assessments, everything that you have, but this is just a general look kind of at each week's layout. So our first unit is going to be 4 weeks, and that starts 1/13. So week 1 and 2, like I said, everything is due Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. But in the first 2 weeks, I do give you guys a little bit of extra wiggle room because I know it takes time to sometimes get your book or get settled into the course. So the first 2 weeks assignments, I'm sorry, I should have said January 26th right here, will be due on the same date on January 26th. And then after that, each week will be due on a weekly basis. So you'll have access to all 4 of these weeks if you want to work ahead. But essentially, week 1, we'll be looking at the basics, looking at MLA, looking at all the introductory material. Week 2, we'll dive into our first reading assignments. We'll start with Columbus, de Vaca, and John Smith. And then we'll move into Bradford and Winthrop, and then we'll look at some native lit, native trickster tales. And then the last week was when we'll turn in your first essay. So you'll have a very short reading assignment with some poetry from Anne Bradstreet, who is our first female poet, transatlantic poet. And then you'll read and view the essay assignment explanation. You'll use the week to work on it, and then you'll submit it by Sunday, February 9th. And then Unit 2 will open up for you on February 10th at 9 a.m. You'll have access to all of these materials for that unit. So again, if you want to work ahead, you're more than welcome to. But Unit 2 moves us into Enlightenment, so we'll look at Edwards and the Founding Fathers material. So Ben Franklin, we'll look at the Declaration of Independence. In week 6, we'll move into John and Abigail Adams and a female poetry selection. And then week 7, we'll move into Phyllis Wheatley. You'll, again, see your essay assignment for essay number 2. And your second essay will be due on Sunday, March 1st. Unit 3 will look at Romanticism. So we're going to start with Cooper and Longfellow. Week 9, of course, is your spring break, so you guys will not have any assignments that week. Week 10, we'll move into Poe. Week 11, you guys will look at Hawthorne and Melville, and then your third essay assignment will be due on Sunday, April 5th. And then we'll move into the last unit. The last unit is focused on Transcendentalism, so we'll look at Emerson and Thoreau. You'll have an extra credit opportunity here. You will have a look at Whitman and Dickinson, and then we'll move into Douglas, and you'll get your fourth assignment sheet here. And then week 16, you actually have the week to work on your fourth essay, which is due on Sunday, May 3rd. And then your finals week, you guys actually don't have a final exam, but you will have an extra credit opportunity that is due that week, if you choose to do it. So that is a quick layout. All of this, again, can be found under the Syllabus tab and the Course Introduction tab throughout the course. If you have any questions, let me know, and please go ahead and email me at brittany.estes@my.tcc.edu. And you guys are going to go ahead and move on to your next assignment, which is a syllabus quiz.